On Facebook. This is SoulCal with the pre-club edge. I'll be on tonight on air on Edge Radio at 10 o'clock. We'll just wait till some people come on board before we get a special guest on the show. So how are we all doing today? If you want to ask Koolkid a question, start putting your questions in the comment section below. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce the artist formerly known as Ryan Laurie. Welcome, Koolkid.
Yo!
How's things?
What's happening?
How are you doing? All right?
Good. Yeah, I'm good. Considering the lockdown and considering everything that's going on in the world, I'm good, man.
You sound good. You sound good. You sound upbeat.
I look like I'm going, but I've got this big salt lamp sitting next to me. This big Himalayan salt lamp thing. It's giving me some good lighting, man.
Relaxing. I'll try to go fall asleep.
I got one for my allergies, but it's not helping.
Is it not? No. Maybe get some antihistamines down you. So we'll wait and see how we've got 8 folk watching at the moment. So we'll wait till the numbers go up a bit before we get into having a wee chat. Because that's all this is. But obviously, you have released your latest single today, We're So Blind. Which you can, if our viewers can see, is you can listen, stream, or purchase on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Music. And obviously that was just released today at midnight. So what can you tell us about that song?
Yeah, so literally wrote it last year. And it was kind of around about the time when like the Amazon fires were happening and all this stuff was going on, and like I wanted to write a song kind of about like the global warming side of things and like the environmental issues and stuff. And then it kind of started to go into like about like people not being allowed to be themselves and like sexuality and anxiety and all this stuff. And I was just like, why don't we just put this all together and make like a song about everything? And I kind of put it behind closed doors for a while, and then this all happened, and it was just like that song just kept bringing itself up in my mind, and I was like, shit, I should put that out like now because it's like the perfect time. Listen to the lyrics, it kind of just like sums up like what's going on right now and in the world. So I was just like, the best time ever to put it out.
It's a perfect time to do that, you know. And you've obviously changed your name, you know, your stage name, if you like, to Koolkid. How did that come about? What was the kind of idea behind that?
To be honest, it's weird because I never really had any thoughts in my head of changing my name or doing anything like that until I started working with BTS. And then like I was just writing. I was just like a songwriter, and in my mind I was like, I'm just a songwriter, I'm not an artist anymore. And then when I was working with them and seeing how they were doing their thing, and like it just made me really miss being an artist and like being able to perform and being able to put my music out and get excited about people hearing my music. Like that, I missed that a lot. And then I actually wrote a song months and like years ago, actually like 2 years ago. It was called Koolkid, and it was nobody will ever hear it because it wasn't that good. But the name kind of stuck in my head, and it was like, oh, that's really like it's catchy. It's like it's you can either say it's cringy or you can say it's cool. Do you know what I mean? But I think with the whole branding, and that was a really important part for me, like getting the branding right and making it look like what you would see or hear on the radio. You know, so I just really fell in love with the name, and I just feel like it's really current and it's a nice identity. And my kind of catchphrase, if you will, is like, we all have a cool kid inside us, and I feel like we all do. We all have that kind of coolness to ourselves, and I just kind of want to bring that out in my music, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Would like to think there's always a kind of kid inside us, and we never really grow up, you know.
Exactly.
We're like Peter Pan, you know.
And there's a creative side in everyone as well, and that's kind of what I try to show people with the name. You know, everyone can do this if they want to enough. So
that's quite inspiring stuff there. I mean, you were talking about BTS there, so you've written a couple of songs and that they've landed in their last couple of albums. We've got Map of the Soul Persona, with the likes of Halsey and Ed Sheeran featuring that, as well as their latest album, Map of the Soul 7.
Yeah,
where you've wrote a track here called Inner Child. Again, Halsey features in that. I mean, that's you're kind of featuring there with the big boys.
I think Sia was on Sia featured on Map of the Soul 7, and Halsey was on the Persona. But yeah, it's incredible, man. Like, they kind of changed my life, and not in a cringy way, but like they literally did, because that was like my first big break as a songwriter. Like, you can't get any bigger at the moment than BTS. Like, they're literally the biggest band on the planet, because they're not only big in Asia, like they're getting #1 albums in America and the UK and 80 other countries. Do you know what I mean? So to be a part of that is like literally like blows my mind. Honestly, like, it's just crazy. I can't even talk about it. It just blows my mind, literally.
And Microcosmos, where did you write that song and who with?
I wrote it in this, right, I started writing it in this room. So, in fact, you know what? I've got my guitar sitting here, right? So, I was sitting with my guitar.
Right. Let's kid on. Take us all back to that time, and right. You're on your guitar. Shows what you actually did. That'd be brilliant.
I was actually on this guitar, right? So I was sitting in my bed, which you can't see right now, but it's right there. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I started to write this little, like, my guitar's out of tune, right? But it was like that, just this little riff, and I started started writing a load of rubbish, and I think I was about 17 when I started that, and then
so it wasn't a recent thing.
No, man, I wrote it on the guitar. Like, I wrote that hook on the guitar like when I was like 17, and I left it because I couldn't get anything for it, and then I brought it back up in my notes when I was in the studio with Arcades, and I was like, why don't we try something with this? Like, I think it's got something. It's cool. And then we just started writing, and everything came together, and then we sent it off to the boys in Korea, and Big Hit Entertainment, who their label is, and they came back and they loved it, and they wanted to do their thing on it and take it and make it their own and change things up and rewrite parts, and then it landed, and it was Microcosmos, and now it's part of history, I suppose.
and did you come up with the title for it? Because what does it actually mean?
So we didn't come up. No, so that was all them. That was BTS's. Even the lyrics, they do all the lyrics in Korean. They done the lyrics, and the melodies as well. Obviously, we wrote our version in English. What we heard and what we done. And the name we came up with at the start was actually Nervous. That's the title we had. And obviously that wasn't what Microcosmos is. But Microcosmos, it basically stands for like a small world, small community, and that's what they're talking about with their fans. They're basically saying that their fans and them are all in this world together, and they've got their fans and their fans have got them. So it's like a very meaningful, heartfelt song to their fans, basically, like a thank you.
Yeah, and The Inner Child. When did you write that?
Wrote that in LA, actually, last summer. I was in LA for a month, and we were writing on a trip out there, and we wrote with a guy called Ellis Mia and ADN, who does a lot of K-pop stuff, and we started writing it, and it was called we started writing it. It was called We Go and Change, which is one of the lyrics they sing in the chorus. But that song, it's basically about that inner child that's inside you, and it's almost like saying, like, it's almost like an apology, or like saying, like, you remember what your past was like, and you remember that inner child that's always in you, but you've kind of grown up now and you're ready to take on the world, but you've always got them there. You know what I mean?
It's kind of links in with the Koolkid theme.
Yeah, definitely, and it's weird because I hadn't even when we wrote that, I didn't even have Koolkid. Like, that wasn't even a thing. You know what I mean? So it's like that's all came after this. So it's weird how life works, man. You get like one thing and then it leads to another and then another and another, and it's just everything comes together like a jigsaw. It's crazy.
Okay, we've just had a question from Ross Renix on Facebook here. He's asking both of us, but I'll ask you on his behalf first of all, Ryan. When you were growing up, who did you listen to?
Oh, everyone, man. I think when I was like growing up from like a very young age, I was listening to Michael Jackson. It was like my obsession. Like I think it was like trying to learn the moonwalk in the kitchen and stuff. That was when I was dead young, and I listened to him still. But when I was growing up, yeah, old school stuff like Elvis and like Stevie Wonder. But then my brother and sister are a bit older than me, and I used to listen to like Clubland, like hard style Clubland. You know what I mean? So I don't even know an example, like Darn Styles and all that. So I've always had these melodies and everything thrown at me. I listened to everything, man. When I was growing up, rap, Eminem, I don't hundreds of stuff. Enrique Iglesias, like I don't know, whoever you can imagine, really. Anything apart from like death metal.
I liked Queen, Bon Jovi. I'm a bit older than you, type thing. So it was the kind of bands, Guns N' Roses. But more recently, as probably a lot of the viewers and listeners will know, I'm a big Example fan.
Oh yeah.
So can't beat a live concert with Example, but no, amazing stuff.
Cool.
Thanks for your question, Ross. That was okay. Now, you have actually performed at Wembley Stadium as well as obviously seeing the BTS boys. And what was that experience like?
Mind blowing, literally. It's annoying. I never got to sing my own song, so I was singing a cover, right? But it was still the opportunity to do it. But like the biggest gig I'd done before that was probably like a 300 capacity venue or something in Glasgow, and then to go from that to then go into like 80,000 people. And even though I was only on stage for like 4 minutes, it was still like unbelievable, honestly. And I can remember like to get to the stage, it was in the middle of the stadium. You had to crawl underneath like a catwalk thing, and I had my in-ears in, so when I was crawling under the runway, like all I could hear was like the crowd, but like beside me where I was walking, and it was mad. And then obviously coming out and just seeing like a sea of people, it's just like it's crazy, man. You can even experience it, like, be able to actually.
I've obviously seen that video, and I did wonder how you actually got to the centre of the field.
That's the secret. Everyone just pops up.
You learn something new. Did you come through like the floor or something?
So basically, there's like a runway where the dance. So see how like you've got the main stage here, right, and then you've got a runway, and then you've got the stage in the middle. So underneath that runway is like you have to like crouch right down, but there's like a wee path, and you have to basically go from the main stage underneath that path, walk all the way along, and then come out a curtain, and then there's stairs that take you up to the stage, and then you come out.
And have you still got that red jacket?
I actually. Do you want me to grab it?
Well, I think you should stick it on just for a laugh.
You know what? It's too wee for me now. It's like the thriller jacket in it.
That's it. That's the very jacket. If any of you haven't seen Ryan perform at Wembley, I'm sure you can still check that out on YouTube. Would they be right in saying that's still there?
Yeah,
we'll not mention the radio station that kind of organised that event, but it is on YouTube. So if you want to check it out and see Ryan with his red jacket on,
you put in Summertime Ball 2016, and it should be there.
Mm-hmm. We've had a few more comments here. We've got Melba. She's saying, "Well done, Ryan. You're a pro." And nice. There's a few other posts here, but it appears to be in a different language. So I can't. Unless we've got a translator, or I don't know if it's just a typo. But keep your questions coming, and I'll try and answer the best ones, folks. So obviously, you were on a show, but we'll not talk about that. But you're still going out with Emily.
Yeah. She changed her name as well, so she's called Ellie now. in the music world.
That's what I'm going to ask. How do you pronounce our new stage name, if you like?
Yeah, so it's Ellie. Just it's like Emily, but like just the end. Ellie. Yeah.
Ellie. And similar to yourself, she's obviously changed her kind of name, her stage name. But what was the kind of reason behind that? Was it just to try and detach yourself from?
Yeah, it was that, and I think do you know what? Like, it's kind of the same idea as me. Like, I feel like it just gives me like a whole. It's like a blank canvas. Because see, whenever I was like when I was putting music out as Ryan Laurie, like it was like I had like stuff on the canvas already, and I couldn't find space to be more creative. But like now, it's like I can just do whatever I feel like be more creative with what I wear, be more creative with what I post on Instagram, Facebook, be like all my content's new, like everything's just like I've just got so much more creativity, and I feel like Emily was the same. Like she can just be more experimental with her music and how she looks and what she does, and it's paying off. Like we've both never been this creative ever. So
she's looking quite cool there now. She's dyed her hair blue.
Yeah, it's blue for now.
And some of her clothes, by the looks of it as well.
Yeah, man, she nearly got it all over my walls. But she's doing like colours are our new era right now for our new music that's coming. It's called Colours, and basically that's like she's got different colours for each song. So the single that she's got coming out on Friday, actually next Friday, is called Breath, which I co-wrote with her. And that's coming out on Friday, and it's the blue colour, so that's why her hair's blue and stuff.
Well, actually, I've got a wee surprise for next week, but we'll not say too much about it at the moment because it's all about you, Koolkid. So obviously, you're talking about being in lockdown, or we're all in lockdown, and it's terrible what's going on now, and we just have to make the best out of a bad situation. So Emily is staying with you just now, isn't she?
Yeah, so she's downstairs at the moment, actually doing a live stream. She's on her Twitter live stream where she's singing some songs for her fans. She's doing a URL tour at the moment, so she's going around like all the different social medias instead of touring around the UK.
So, at least she doesn't go anywhere. It's quite handy.
Yeah, it's decent, and do you know what? We've been doing kind of like what we're doing right now in the live. Like I've been doing writing sessions like that as well. So I've been working with like producers in London who I would usually work with in London because I can't travel. We've been doing like Zoom sessions, so like we'll just work together. I can hear what he's producing, and I can write on this side. So it's actually been really good. And you know what? It's probably better because I don't need to travel to London. I can just write songs sitting here. Do you know what I mean?
Well, perhaps that's a new way of working, and not just what you're doing, but obviously all organisations across the world, like my missus as well. She's working from home. You know, as long as you've got the internet, computer, you can pretty much do anything. You know, so
I think it is going to change the way everything happens. I think it's going to change how I do it anyway. And I work with a producer called Lewis Garner. He done my single. He's a producer that works with me quite a lot, and he's the same because he travels back and forward to London. He's like thinking the same as me. Like, why don't we just do these sessions and even just sit in the laptop on the side, and it's like we're in London. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good way of thinking, and I'm positive because I feel like we can get more done this way as well. So
it'll save a lot of time in traveling and.
Yeah,
you know that time could be better used.
Save a lot of money as well. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's quite a big thing as well. You know, so so your hair's getting a bit longer. I notice there. Have you not any inclination to shave it off? Get one of these bad boys. Do
you know what, man? I had the clippers in my hand, and I was like, look at the state of this thing, though. Hey? So I had the clippers in my hand, and I was like to Emily, I was like, just shave this off. And then my mum was like, no, don't, you'll ruin yourself. It'll never grow back the same, she says. So then that frightened me, and I was like, right, do you know what? I'll just kind of put up with it for a bit, and then when it comes to the time I can get it cut, I'll get it cut. So nobody sees it anyway, apart from lives and all that. Which probably more, but that's all right. I'll deal with it.
Just got to grow it as long as you can.
I was trying.
You've had it longer. I was trying to grow a beard.
I was trying, but it just looked a bit. I just looked bad, man. It's like bit was growing there, bit was growing there. It was like, right, I can't be releasing my songs looking like this.
No, that's it.
Robson Crusoe or something.
what kind of music you listen to at the moment? Because you'll have a lot of time in your hands, I'd imagine. So what kind of stuff are you listening to?
Yeah, right now I've been listening to a lot of dance music right now. Because I've been writing a lot of dance music recently, behind the scenes, kind of working with some big DJs and stuff like that. So we're hoping that we can get some. Hopefully, there's going to be exciting news soon, but we're not allowed to say anything at the moment. But working with some big producers, big DJs in the dance world. So I've kind of been trying to like get into that more, just to get the feel for it. I love like country music. I love Spanish music. I don't even understand it half the time, but I listen to it all the time.
Well, you released a single before you kind of became Koolkid, Secreto.
Yeah.
That's a good tune, that.
Cheers, man. That. Yeah, I love that song. Yeah, it was one that I done before, like the whole change and stuff. But yeah, I wrote that in Spanish actually as well. I feel like I can speak it a little, but like I'm not fluent or anything. But I pick it up better when I'm writing it, because I understand what goes where and what sounds good and stuff. So yeah, I love Spanish music. I love country. I love R&B. I love singer-songwriter, acoustic. I listen to everything, man. That's the thing. Like, I don't have one set thing that I listen to. It's like everything. The 1970s is like my favourite band, so I would maybe say them as like a priority, but I listen to everything, man.
I'm the same as well. I pretty much listen to everything, from rock to pop to dance music, cheesy. But
yeah,
I always do a bit of DJing, so you've got to kind of play to everybody. You know, you can't please everybody, but when I'm DJing, I try and do
that.
Definitely. We've got a couple of questions. We've got one for Dylan Hislop. First thing you're doing after lockdown?
I'm booking flights to Thailand. I'm going to, well, I know that I might be going to the Philippines actually with Emily, because
that's where my mum's from.
she's signing. Well, our management has like coincided with our management over in Southeast Asia. So like we're going to be doing quite a bit over in Southeast Asia. Emily is anyway, and like obviously I've got the BTS stuff to kind of back that up as well. So I want to go and travel in Thailand and like the Philippines and like Vietnam and stuff. So hopefully, if we can, I'll be booking the flights, and hopefully I'll be going for Christmas and New Year. That's my goal for this year, to kind of go away for a month and just kind of see all this, like the temples and beaches and stuff. That's like
absolutely. Well, I could probably give you some tips in that. To go and see and stuff like that.
100%. Manila, I want to go to.
Yep, that's the capital of the Philippines. But my mother, she's from Cebu, the island of Cebu, but I think that's maybe a 2 or 3 hour flight from Manila. But,
it's supposed to be
beautiful place. I mean, it's as a paradise over there. So no, you'd love it.
Yeah, I'd love to go and just live that culture and live that way for like a month or two, and just not have any just have the freedom to like go. Tomorrow we'll travel down on the boat to this island or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It'd just be a paradise. I'm watching The Beach by Leonardo DiCaprio film. The Beach. I'm like, I just want to do that.
Just live on a beach. Actually, I think I saw there's. I think it was Holiday Makers or something like that, but just before the lockdown happened, and they're not allowed off the island, and they're just stuck in this resort, and it's like it's something like the beach, and I think there's like military or police there, but nobody's allowed to leave, obviously because of the pandemic. So I don't know if that would be a bad thing. I mean, I wish I could have been on holiday.
Honestly, I would love that. That would be amazing. If you've got Wi-Fi and you can still talk to people and stuff, like you've got the sun and the beach, obviously that would be better. Do you know what I mean?
Pina coladas, sex on the beach, all that kind of
stuff. Exactly.
See if anybody else is. We've got Andy. He's asking if you would do a quick live performance on here
of the song. What song's this song? Oh, my new one.
Well, you'd as well doing the new one if you can.
Oh, jeez, my guitar's out of tune. You've caught me at a bad time. I just restringed it and it's. I can sing it a cappella.
Even if you just want to sing the chorus or something.
Oh, I can break down. Do you know what? I'll just break down the lyrics because the guitar, my thingy's not very good at the moment. My string I just restringed it, but it's been playing up recently.
Producer Scott's made you the focal point here, so,
so basically,
take it away.
The chorus, it's quite controversial in a way, right? So the chorus is like, we ain't got time for faces, we got FaceTime now. Relationship with strangers on the line, so proud. We rock Balenciagas with the Gucci crown. I really hate to say it, but we're so blind now. We're so blind now. So it's basically
well done.
Kind of, we ain't got time for faces, we've got FaceTime now, like this. Relationships with strangers on the line, so like Tinder, all that stuff, it's all happening on the internet.
It's all digital. It's like that. It's like that thing when you're, you could be at a family sitting in the living room and nobody's talking to each other because they're on their phones.
Exactly. And we're blind to it. Like nobody even realizes until someone says like you're always on your phone, then you go, oh yeah, actually, so I am. Like I'm not. You waste so much time on that, and you waste so much time on the stuff that doesn't matter that you miss out on all the beauty of the world and like the reason why you're here. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of what my message was with the song. Like we rock Balenciagas with the Gucci crowns. Like we're into all this designer stuff, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing because I like it as well. But it's just like there's more important things, and like there's things that will make you happier as well. You know.
Mm-hmm. No, that's absolutely true. So, would I be right in saying you don't eat meat as much as you used to?
At all, man. Cut it out the diet. Thanks. Some help from you as well. Nah, I did. I cut it out. I looked into it a lot and I wanted to try it. I cut out alcohol as well this year. I've not drank one drop.
Really? Even during this lockdown?
Nothing, man. No, I got Emily got Copperbergs and I got non-alcoholic Copperbergs, which is actually better because you don't get that taste. But yeah, I've not drank one bit of alcohol. I've not ate one bit of meat. I kind of wanted to challenge myself that way this year.
And how long are you doing that for now? Would you say?
Since the 1st of January. Sorry.
Really? So for the last 4 months, and how do you feel compared to back then? Would you say you feel better? Or?
Feel more productive. I think from the alcohol perspective, I feel more productive. Obviously, you don't have to deal with the hangovers, so not wasting days and shit. With the meat side of things, I feel like I'm not as bloated. If that makes sense. I'm not as bloated and I'm not as sluggish. I don't feel as sluggish. And yeah, I feel like I'm losing a bit of weight as well, which is weird. I feel like I've lost a bit. Not a lot, but I feel like I've lost a bit just from not eating meat. And just eating more veg and cutting out dairy, a lot of dairy. I don't eat a lot of dairy now. Cut out my cow's milk and just have like oat milk and almond milk and all that stuff. So yeah, it's been good. I'm enjoying it. I don't think I could eat meat again. Can I put myself off it?
Aye, well, certainly I wouldn't eat bats anyway.
Oh no, that's brilliant.
I know. I don't know how they do it over there, but
I know. I wouldn't.
We've got some more questions for you. We've got Scott Pugh. What's been the biggest challenge working in the music industry? Which you've been doing for quite a young age, you've been playing the guitar or singing, since you were a boy, really, haven't you?
Yeah, probably like 10 years nearly, yeah. 10 years, like, trying to make something happen for 10 years. Well, no, not 10, like 6 or 7 years I've been at it. But I feel like the biggest challenge in the music industry is not enough help for unsigned artists. So, and rejection as well. I feel like they're two like major challenges. I feel like you don't get enough support from from big record labels or like from big major radio stations or like major major media, Spotify, Apple Music, all this stuff. To be honest, I've been getting support from Apple Music, which is amazing. They've been putting me on their playlists and stuff, which is amazing. But like, I mean, like for unsigned artists, like for me, I've been lucky enough to have a little platform. But if I was just starting out tomorrow and I wanted to release a song, like say for instance you tomorrow wanted to release a song and you'd never released anything before or whatever, like there's a very small percentage that you're ever going to get heard, because all the focus gets dived onto like your mainstream artists like Ariana Grande, Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber. Like, if you notice the charts, when they release a song or an album, the full chart is their album. It's like there's never anyone. There's not a lot of new artists breaking through. You know what I mean? And it's.
So what would you say in terms of you know, is that a bad thing, or how do you think you can break into that?
I don't think it's it's a weird one. I think that's the challenge. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just feel like it would be nice if there was a bit more support there and a bit more help for unsigned artists and a bit more help for people who want to try and make it a career. I don't feel like there's a lot of help.
You obviously mentioned Apple are kind of helping you with putting them on playlists. Is that the kind of help you would be looking for all these other streaming services like Spotify, Amazon?
Yeah, I feel like if the music's good, you know, if the song's terrible, that's different. Like, you're not going to put that on your playlist because it's not a good song or whatever. But if the song is like just as good as others or even better, then I feel like every song deserves its day. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like if the people who are putting these playlists together, I know they get so many. There's probably thousands and thousands of songs a day that get sent to them. But I feel like it would be nice just to get that little bit of support from the major scene. Just a little. Do you know what I mean? Because that would really help people out, really help musicians get seen and move on to the next thing, you know? So I would say the challenge is definitely just getting a bit more in there with the top guys, you know?
Like, I've kind of got myself involved with the music scene kind of in Glasgow and that, and there's so many talented people out there, and you know that yourself. I suppose don't know if it's saturated or there's just too many, or but you know, there's a lot of people competing. You know, basically effectively in the same market, you know, so it can be hard going, I'd imagine.
Glasgow's really kind of in the acoustic scene anyway, and the kind of live scene in Glasgow's amazing. I've never been in a better place for live music, man. Like, everywhere, they're brilliant. So cool.
We've got a question here from Glazer. Hi, Glazer. I think she's asking, any advice for people who want to start their career in the music industry?
I would say just try and write as much as you can. If you're not a songwriter, or if you are a songwriter, just try and write songs as much as you can, because it's going to help you in the long run. And I feel like when you're just starting your career, you should be trying to write as much as you can just to get better and better and get more songs together, because you need songs to start. And then just kind of keep going at it. If you get a rejection or you get told by someone no, I think to move forward with your career in the music industry, you need to be strong-minded enough to be like, well, I'm going to continue. Because I feel like for me, I could have stopped years ago. Like, when I first started out, I wouldn't say, like, when I listen back now, it's like I wasn't the best singer in the world right at the start. And I got told no many times, but I just kept going, and because I wanted it that bad. And then eventually, like, I started to get breaks and started to get things happening, and that's because you don't give up and you keep going. So a major bit of advice is just keep going and keep doing what you want to do, and eventually everything will fall into place.
Yeah, I hope that's some good advice for you there, Glazer. If I was wearing a hat myself, I would take it off to you, Ryan, and say well done for your perseverance over the years. You have never gave up. You've kept going, and you've got to where you are. You know, obviously you've got the talent. You can sing, you can play the guitar, you know how to write songs, but you've you know, you've stuck at it. You haven't given up, and that's a really good quality to have. So I'll put you in good stead. So it will. So, what's your plans tonight?
Oh, you know my plans tonight. Chinese. I've ordered a Chinese. Right, my single came out today, and I was like, right, what would be nice? I've moved my room about, right? So I've moved all my room about. It's still a wee bit messy. I was like, I'll rearrange my room. I'll order a Chinese, and I'll play Call of Duty. So that's what my night's got on hold.
Would you have an Xbox or a PS4?
PS4. I actually got it off my brother. He didn't want it anymore, so I got it off my brother. So I'm playing that. Yeah, I've downloaded Warzone, which is like the new one. It's the free one. and that's like it's class. I'm just playing that. I'm addicted to that at the moment.
Is that a bit like Fortnite? So it's a free game, but it's obviously
it's like a free game, and you all land into this island, and there's like 200 people in it, and you can be put into teams of like 3 or whatever, and then you just go and you hunt everybody else. It's class.
Sounds class. I used to have a PS4, but I sold it years ago. But stepdaughter's got an Xbox One, so I've been playing a wee bit of FIFA on that, and the wee man likes playing the wrestling, WWE wrestling, and that as well. So
love that.
Aye, it's good. It's good fun.
Well, but I'm not the best at FIFA, so stick to the gun games.
I'm awful at the gun games. I've got no patience whatsoever for them.
Emily gets annoyed at me because I go off my head. See if I get killed or something, saying all sorts to the telly.
I hope you're not throwing your controller at the telly, because the wee man's been doing that and he's broke 2 controllers already.
Really?
Aye.
No, I've not got that far yet. Probably soon though, to be honest.
So what's your plans for the future? Or is it just one of the, you just kind of take each day as it comes, especially now with the
I've got last year was a busy year of getting material together for me, so I've got the next few releases are already sorted. We don't have a release date for the next one yet, but it's going to be soon. After gave We Are So Blind a chance to do its thing. So I'll have another song coming out. But basically the plan is just to put out really good music quite continuously. And then I'll be getting on the road again soon as well. Hopefully, we were supposed to be doing some gigs this month. My headline in Glasgow was supposed to be this month, but obviously we've had to move it. So it's going to be on the 27th of November, if I've got that right, in Glasgow, and tickets are still available. So everyone who's watching, if you want to come, that's going to be great. It's going to be my first show as Koolkid, so full band. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, it's class. Who's have you got? I take it you've got your band sorted. Have you got the guys?
Yeah, I've got a few players. We've not rehearsed together yet. Obviously we're still putting it all together. So, but yeah, it'll be really good. After this lockdown, we'll get the rehearsals in. It's my music is very kind of electronic pop, so it's going to be a good vibe, good high energy, and I'm buzzing to get back on stage. It's been that long, so it's going to be a good gig. Definitely going to be a good start.
Was your last gig, was that the one at the Classic Grand? Was that your last one?
Probably, yeah. Probably would have been my last one, yeah. It would have been a while ago, maybe a year or so.
And that was where a band, is that the same guys, or have you get?
Oh no, I've got some new players. In fact, one of them, Ross, is still involved. He's the guitarist. But yeah, we've got a new drummer, new keys, because I got synth. So we're taking it a bit more. It's not as bandy as what you would have heard at that show. It's more electronic and radio sounding.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a lot of lights and a lot of neons and stuff. So you're gonna feel like you're in a club. Put it that way.
Martian. Maybe it feel as if you're at Club Edge. If this radio station was a club, it would feel like Club Edge, just to remind all the listeners there that Club Edge is on tonight. I'll be on air from 10 o'clock on Edge Radio Scotland. So tune into that. If you want to request a song, just message me on Facebook or Instagram. And I'll also showcase Ryan's new single tonight, We're So Blind. So hope you all tune into that tonight. It's 6:45. Your Chinese will be on its way.
I've not had a call yet, but I'm hoping it'll be coming soon.
I'll just see if we've got any further questions there. Lee Cammy, one of the other presenters here, I think he might play that during the week here in his breakfast show, or the mid-morning breakfast show. So that'd be good if you could do that, Lee. Smashing. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, we'll get your tune played on the radio. I hope everybody listens in, supports it, and as I say, you can buy it, stream it, listen to it on Spotify, Amazon Music, and iTunes. But a pleasure speaking to you tonight, Koolkid.
Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, it's been great.
And I'll speak to you soon.
Nice one, man. Speak to you soon. Thank you, guys.
Take care. Okay, folks, thanks for listening. As I say, I'll be on tonight, 10 o'clock, Ed Radio Scotland. Hope you tune in.